On August 7th, 2025, at about 2:30 in the morning, this local homeless, mentally ill person, this woman came shambling up my driveway. Yes, that's right. Her pants were hanging down most of the time. I was away for a couple nights enjoying a little getaway, and this is about 2:30 in the morning, and you can see her sitting down. There she is on my porch, helping herself to one of my packages, tearing it open, the contents of which I later found when I got home thrown all over the front yard. At least she didn't take them. She stood here on my porch for quite some time. That is right by my front door and my bedroom window, hanging around, muttering, swearing, cursing. First, I thought this was a man, but it's actually a woman. Uh, she was here for quite some time, sitting down, standing up. I also had taken some screen grabs, some photos of this person, asked some local people on some community forums. Yep, she's got her pants hanging down the whole time. You got to see it to believe it. They said that she's had to have been chased off. She's had to be chased off other people's property, and this has been going on for about 5 years. All right, 5 years, and she's still out there doing it. Now, look at that. No, no, no. Look at what is she doing over there? Not my cactus mix, please. Not the cactus mix. I was told she had a fixation with dirt and water. All right, so here she is. There's a tremendous amount of issues she's having with her pants. There you go. This was happening while I was away and asleep. You know, you come home and you look at your Ring video. I guess I should be checking my Ring video every single morning to see if something happened. And there she is. Here's another angle. I got cameras all over the place. So much for security, huh? I got ADT, I got signs, I've got trespassing signs, cameras, and this person just ends up hanging around. That's right. She's got her pants hanging down. That's her underwear there. My beautiful home that I have spent over 30 years, tending to, uh, desecrated, and here I am. I didn't even know what was going on. So she spent a lot of time here hanging out, talking to herself, maybe waiting for somebody to open the door. I don't know. Uh, Twirling around here with her pants down. It's just amazing to watch this. Now here's the part that makes me pretty upset. Whatever, like the whole thing would. Look, she's gonna water my plants. All right, she's buzzing around with a hose, turns the hose on. And then she's going to proceed to, you guessed it, take a clothes on shower here. We see her kicking the water around. Eventually, it's going to go pouring onto her head, butt hanging out. Why not? Uh, just years of taking care of making this yard beautiful. And this is where it ends up, folks. You know why? Because we allow this to happen. All right. We have been screaming and crying about this, our homeless issues, transients, things a lot worse than this happening. Now, this is where I really get pissed off. She left the water on. All right. The water was running. Look at that. Take a look at that. This is what was going on in my driveway when I was not home. Now, I have a plan. Look at this. She's really digging around with the underwear. Look at that face. Look at that. She has the freedom to come onto our property. I tried to file a police report. They wouldn't take it. The postmaster at the local Sunland post office told me that nothing would be done. You like the little fashion show here? Turning around with her pants hanging down, muttering and talking. And LADWP is not going to reimburse me or give me credit for this water. And my hose was running for a day and a half. Okay. And nobody, you might wonder, well, didn't any of the neighbors see the water running down the street? Look at this. Pants are dropped, hanging out here by my garage. Yeah, this is interesting footage. Here we go. You got to pull the pants back up now. We're done with that phase of the program. The water just seeped right into the asphalt of my driveway, but it was going for a day and a half. So definitely some changes are going to be happening, which I would recommend either locking your faucet knob there, your hose knob, or you just take it off. I unscrewed it and I take it off and I just use it when I water. So this is not going to happen again. But look at this. This is on my own. It's so weird to see this. It's so debasing and degrading to see this happening in my, my yard, my treasured sanctuary. So I don't exactly know what that stuff is. That's not from my mailbox. Who knows where she got that? But she ended up leaving a torn package and dirt thrown all over the driveway, actually, from that little pot there on the step. She sat and scooped all that out. So we're still shambling around with our pants down here. This is what you get in the county of LA. This is not going to be pursued. Okay. Nobody is going to do anything about this. It's not important enough to pursue. We've got issues. Look at that. Look at that. Boy, what a view that is. Now, actually, I was going to say, I do have a war plan, actually. If something like this was to happen and I was home, I've got a system as far as but I wasn't home. There you go. And there she goes, off down to her next adventure, leaving me with what will be probably a very large water bill. Obviously, I'm going to be getting a locking mailbox, which I should have had all along. And I was told where this individual is. We know exactly where she is. The police could do something about it, but they will not. Once my incident was deemed not a crime and not reportable through the online system, I got some information about where this individual was, and I went and took a photo. I've got the address. I know where the person is. I submitted all of this information to our senior lead officer, and there's another officer that handles homeless people. So I did make an effort beyond this online crime report system that would not take this incident. Made an effort to at least reach out and let them know what happened and where to find the person. But you learn to expect nothing. So take a good look at this, because this is what we all have to deal with today, because there's no will and no investment in keeping our communities clean, safe, and expecting people to adhere to boundaries, no matter who they are. And if they cannot, manage their own lives, if they're at this point, we must take care of them. This is not fair for me, and it's not fair for this person here, because I feel sorry for this person. She doesn't even know what's going on. There's no will, there's no investment in keeping our community safe and clean for everybody. And that's really kind of what it's all about today, is community degradation. That's just the new normal, breaking boundaries. Allowing trespassing onto private property, dismissing mail theft, public indecency, exposing yourself. All of this happened right in my driveway, and it's okay. We have to absorb the fallout as property owners, people who use, the parks around here and everything, people walking their kids to school and having to go, into the street and dodge around encampments that are so big that they swallow up the sidewalk. Basically, public resources and our private property are the free open air insane asylums around here. We absorb it. It's our responsibility to take all of these people in and allow them to wander and screw around, because nobody else will do anything. Nobody can make a move. Everybody's afraid. No one can break the cycle. Nobody comes up with any new ideas. There's no investment. It all falls on us as community members. So just suck this up. I take the hit. And one day it may end up being you. So just want to let everybody see this. I want everybody to see this. So please share this with everybody. I don't care where they live. Let them see what's happening. Because unchecked, free range homelessness and mental illness is not the solution.